everyone, welcome to Africa's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag 3QP and let us know what you'd like to see on the show. I'm Denima Duffield.
And I'm Ngaro Kamuya.
So we start off as usual with our Kenya Cup.
Yeah.
Or rather, feature game.
Yeah.
So Kenya Cup semi-final, we went to the Lion's Den.
Yeah.
Where we saw... well, we could have traveled.
Let's not lie.
I hear there were at least 2,000 people in Kakamega.
But they are not guys who traveled. Anyway.
There were still guys. Anyway, so yes, KCB versus Kenya Harlequins. And KCB started with intent. I think within the first 5 minutes, they'd already scored. And I remember sitting where I was saying, this will be hard.
Yeah.
And they kept going and going. And Quins tried. But on the day, it just was not working for Kenya Harlequins.
Yeah.
I remember commenting and telling one of my friends that for every one Quins attacker, there were at least two defenders on him. There was one going, really low and one slightly higher. Yeah. And I was asking one of the KCB players after the game if that was a tactic. He's like, no, that just kind of happened, which shows you the level of conditioning. Yes. Because if you've got two guys on someone and they're not creating an overlap anywhere, then that means you've gotten up before they've gotten up, and you're back, onside.
That's true.
So that was honestly KCB just showing their intent, saying, guys, we started off slow, but this is us. This is us.
We've picked very well.
So 46-13 to KCB.
I'm not shocked. Like I said last week, being pragmatic, KCB of course are going to be the winners. Yeah. I think even within the Quins itself, they didn't expect that they were going to get to the finals. They knew it was going to be very tough to beat a KCB outfit, and a KCB outfit like the one we have seen in the recent past. That is maybe the second half of the season. I think, and this is my opinion, look, while Charles Kadavilis and Benjamin Ayimba have gotten it right for most of the season, I think they blundered from a selection standpoint. Because I asked myself why Lala Seliko did not play at 15. He's their top points getter this season. And you remember in the first, 20-25 minutes of the game, they had a couple of kickable penalties that they missed. If they were able to get some points at that point, then they would have been able maybe to stay in the game, right? Because like we were saying, it's knockout rugby. No one cares how you get your points. Yeah. At the end of the day, you just need to stay within. They missed that. And it's sport. Whether it's football, whether it's rugby, and rugby for this matter, if you miss such a kick, it does affect the psyche of the team. Yeah. Some of those kicks were sitters. So when you miss those kicks, it does affect the psyche of the team. And I think from a selection point, that's where the technical team blinded. But again, that's my opinion. When it comes to the play itself, there was a discussion after the game, and somebody commented and said the era of pro rugby is here. And I do agree with him, because this is KCB is an investment. We were discussing and we were saying you can tell with KCB, by the time they're going for a line-out throw, they have thought 7 phases before. Yep. You don't get that just by sitting down. You have to invest. KCB coach Curtis Olago, at least for last year alone, he was at Western Province on 2 separate occasions. Once on his own, the other time with the rest of the team, on 2 occasions. So he was getting this knowledge, and we've seen how he has impacted, or he's passed on this knowledge to his players. He tried a different system at the beginning of the season, and that's what caused them problems. And that's why they were losing. But immediately he changed and he reverted to something that suits to KCB more. We can see what has happened. So it's investment, if you ask me. I mean, KCB and KABRAS are the top budgets, and you can see even in their systems of play, you can see in their patterns of play. They, like I'm saying, 7, 8, 9, 10 phases ahead. You can't be thinking 3 phases ahead. So it was going to be hard for Kenya Harlequins. We know that. And with the problems we are hearing at Kenya Harlequins, we knew it was going to be a problem at Kenya Harlequins, or a problem for Kenya Harlequins. And I'm not shocked at the result. While towards the end of the season, KCB beat Harlequins, I think, 23-16. In the first game of the season, I think it was 33-13. You expected the scores to remain at least 20, or a difference of 20. But, I am not shocked one bit. And KCB were definitely deserved winners.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if we look at the technical standpoint where you're like, this person should have been selected or this person should have been selected, there's just the body language on the pitch.
Yes.
One thing the KCB had on their side is I felt like Harlequin's defense was a bit lax, so they were letting them run at them.
Yes.
You have Andrew Amonde running at you,
Yes.
and it's going to be a problem.
Yes.
You don't have a million guys on the Quins team who are as big as Tony Mutai,
Yes.
who might take him on.
Yeah.
And at some point, guys like that will get tired.
Yeah.
So, and the interplay between the
Bucks
KCB.
the Bucks and the forwards.
Yep.
It was... It was free flowing. I think, like you're saying, in the first 5 minutes was a break from Oliver Mangeni, and handoff on a back, and hitting the gap. The number of times you saw these guys playing the gap. Curtis Lilako was even stepping.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was playing the space more than than going directly into contact.
Yeah.
So, hey, like you're saying, even Quins' defense was a problem, and it's a body language. You could see they weren't really. I think even for them, they weren't really convinced that anything was going to happen.
Yeah. I love that you brought up Curtis and his step, because I was sitting with a few people and someone was like, but why is he stepping? He's a forward. And I'm like, that's the edge he's got.
Yes.
That's like your new age forward who knows I don't always have to hit the man.
Yes.
Sometimes I can give the ball to someone
The most,
else.
they say, 2 years ago, Jean de Villiers was in Kenya. And I attended the session he had in Mondays. And he told them the most important part of the game of rugby is the ball. The ball has to keep moving forward. Now, you have space, you have the gap, you have the man. Which one? It's simple.
I mean,
which one are you going to get the ball forward? Which one is the obvious one? Of course, it's the space. So Curtis Lilako is just bright. It's this mentality you have in Kenya that you're a forward, you have to hit. Who said you have to hit? You'll hit and go where?
It's like how everyone used to think a hooker had to throw the ball in a line-out. It doesn't have to be a hooker.
It doesn't have to be the hooker. So it's, that's a bit more technical. But I'm just saying, look, you space man, of course, space is the easy option. And it doesn't matter if it's a forward. So KCB were definitely miles ahead of Ken Harlequins.
So now we move on to Bad Man of the Week. And I had a few people on the KCB team who I thought played really well. I'd say Andrew Amonde. He'll always impress me, especially with his hard hitting. But this one, you could see the determination in his face. Like even when he was scoring, I was just like, wow, okay, he's playing, like really playing. Oliver Mangeni also had a good first half. I preferred his first half to his second half. Isaac Njoroge, who was the man of the match on the KCB side at the end of the day. I feel he really opened up the defense. He got the ball running, moving, and created lots of chances for KCB. But my man of the match is Peter Kilonzo. And that is because, for me, I felt he cut out Eden, Wanyama, and Bunya.
Abunya didn't play.
Well, of course, but he cut off that sort of combination and made sure that these guys don't have forward running ball. And he had a few good carries, so that is my man of the match.
He had a decent game, but for me, and I expected him to perform like that, but for me, my guy was Isaac Njoroge at 15, primarily because we know who he's replacing. Darren Mkhize, who's been injured since week 11. And like you're saying, the number of times he sliced the Quins defense, he was very calm at number 15. Number 15 is the last line of defense. I know there was a couple of times he was hit, but look, he was hit. Those guys didn't go too far. And clearly he was doing something right. So I do agree with the guys of the day. Isaac Njoroge was my guy.
So well done to those two. Other game that was played, of course, was KABRAS versus MWAMBA, which, to be honest, and as much as KABRAS has played very well this season, this game people thought would be a little closer, which it was. They won 23-11. And I think like the whole of Kenya Cup is proud of MWAMBA. KABRAS have not registered those scores with, I don't think, anyone apart from losing to KCB. So very well done to MWAMBA, but the finals are KABRAS and KCB.
KCB, we expected KABRAS to win. I expected the gap to be a bit bigger, I'll be honest. But kudos to MWAMBA. For them to be able to measure up to KABRAS in the way they did and playing in Kakamega, you have to give them props. I think MWAMBA has been the most improved team from last year's Kenya Cup. And you can see it, again, we go back to what we were saying, the era of pro rugby is here. MWAMBA have gone commercial. And you can see the results. It's the same thing as Nondis. They've gone commercial, and granted, they haven't gotten the results that they wanted, but they have gone commercial. And so kudos to MWAMBA. As for KABRAS, yes, final is KABRAS versus KCB. At the beginning of the season, just after KABRAS had appointed Henley Duplessis on social media, I was tweeting, I was like, hey, looks like the final this year is going to be KABRAS versus KCB again. And Quins, a good friend of mine, Godfrey Okoth, of course, commented and said, who do you think you are? And then, so I can tell you it's the same thing. But yeah, it goes back to what we keep on saying. You need to start looking at sports as a business if you want to get somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we move on to the KRU Championship.
Yeah.
So Kisumu RFC and Western Bulls had already, been promoted into Kenya Cup, but well done to them still.
Yes.
So Kisumu RFC beat Catholic Mont 14-11. That was a 3-pointer in sudden death extra time. And Western Bulls beat USIU 22-16.
Kisumu RFC and Western Bulls, whoever won those semifinals were getting promoted to Kenya Cup. So they'll be meeting in the championship final. But for me, most importantly, and I want to highlight, is Kisumu RFC. And it just goes into showing you like good planning, good systems, looking at it from a business standpoint. In 2018, when current Kisumu chairman, Gideon Kidenda, he was appointed as the vice chairman, or he was elected as the vice chairman, he had a clear thought-out plan for Kisumu RFC. In a few weeks, he had brought in Silverstone Airlines as their sponsor. He got a lot of support. I think he gets a lot of support from the county government. Dallas Sevens, which was a magnificent tournament. From the figures I hear, they collected 1.6 million shillings in gate revenue. So you can imagine how it went into managing the affairs this season. And he had a clear thought-out plan where he told me 2 years we are going to be in the Kenya Cup. And our work, we want to capitalize on what Kisumu has been doing over the years. You look at the guys who turn up for the national team: Martin Owila, Jacob Oje, Kevin Keegan at KABRAS, the late Richard Sidindi, Godfrey Okoth, Andrew Amonde. All of them are products of Kisumu RFC. Curtis Olabe, I must add, by the way, are products of Kisumu RFC. So you were saying that his plan was to now continue nurturing that talent, because that's a hotbed. That's why you have the players who can match up physically. So you nurture those players, and then you kind of like offset them to the bigger teams. Make some revenue off it. But it's also good in terms of an exposure point. Definitely. So he's done a fantastic job in Kisumu, and I like the work that he's doing. And look, we can see exactly what's happened. I mean, he had given a 2-year plan. In a year, he's already in the Kenya Cup. Same thing is happening at Western Bulls with Eli Tiganga there as chairman. So, and Pape Sembi, of course, as the owner, I guess, of Western Bulls, or the proprietor of Western Bulls. So, congratulations to the both of them. I mean, Kenya Cup is not going to be easy, but they've definitely earned to sit at the table of men. So they've definitely earned that right. And the exposure will definitely be good for their players. I mean, even if it's just for a season, it will still be very good for them. And I want to add something. Now, come next Kenya Cup season, we have, I think, 5 teams based outside Nairobi. We have KABRAS, we have Nakuru, we have Menengai Oilers, we have Kisumu RFC, and we have Western Bulls. So I must say that the plan that Mongi Mode had in 2011, he wasn't stupid. Clearly there's something that's happening to the game. The game is expanding beyond the traditional places. Which is very good, obviously, for the game. We're trying to spread it to the grassroots, spread it everywhere. So it's a nationwide sport, not just in Nairobi. Just not in Nairobi, exactly. So now we look at nationwide. We look at the nationwide league, where Northern Suburbs were the champions. Because of what? A no-show. So Eldoret, I guess, decided, hey, since we've both made it and we're both being promoted, we don't have to play this final. I don't know if that's what they were thinking. In all honesty, I think it was, and it's my guess, I'm not saying it's certain. I think it's a case of, we've made it to the championship. We don't have the money to go for the final. So you know what? Let's just give them a walk. We'll be in the championship. But then it goes back to what you're saying. Come on, like, you don't have money to honor your games. Anyway, it's a long discussion for another day. Well done to those 2 teams anyway. For being promoted to the championship. Now we move on to other matters. Israel FOLOU. So we talked about him once, and it was about his post on Instagram about all these people who are sinners and they are all going to hell. And
I don't know. I think we're all sinners at
Yes.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
But basically, he says that he's resisted the temptation of like the offer from, you know, the Rugby Australia, basically the peace offering they're giving him. He's like, no, this is temptation, and you know, I had all these riches and all these things, you know, anything, you know, money and wealth and all, and he's like, God is showing me that maybe I don't need these things, and you know. So, what do you think about all of that?
My take on this Israel FOLOU story, at least from a legal point, has always been, those were not his words. That is what the Bible says. He is a believer in the Bible. He is a subscriber to the Christian religion. So him quoting that, it's not, and that would have been my argument. There was also the issue about social media clauses. There was no clause like that. Two, let me tell you, Damima, and I think in my research in sports, if when you see something taking heat like that, there's a sponsor who's been offended. You think about, and the one that comes to my mind is from basketball, of course. Think about a scenario in the 90s. A guy was called Craig Hodges, who used to play for the Chicago Bulls, and he was very loud about, you know, social injustices towards a black person. And in a matter of time, he had been banned by the NBA because of going against, I guess, the powers that be. It's the same thing here. It's said, it's alleged, I can't say categorically, but it's alleged that the CEO of Qantas Airlines is gay. And because that's the angle they've taken, it's the homophobe angle they've taken. It's drunkards are not being attacked, or maybe drunkards don't have anyone to talk for them. You know, fornicators are not. You know,
no one's spoken up saying, "Oh no."
So it's the gay and the homosexual angle that people are really talking about, but. You have to, from a principle standpoint, you have to applaud what Israel FOLOU is doing. And Rugby Australia have offered him $10 million. He's refused. And he said, look, we're going to battle it out. I must say that the panel actually did rule that he has a case to answer and that he did breach his contract. We don't know what the repercussions are going to be yet, but they've ruled that he did breach his contract. And he's actually brought it, because this is the second time. And from the first time when he posted something like that, Rugby Australia are saying that we told him never to post anything like that. But he's saying, look, and other Australia players are saying, or other legends are saying that, look, they actually do believe Israel FOLOU, because he said that, look, they did not tell me not to post anything. They just told me, hey, guy, take it easy. I'm not telling you not to say what you can say. I'm not, you know, barring your freedom of speech, but just take it easy, you know, just be careful. But look, that's the negative that comes with sports as a business. Because you offend somebody and they have the power from the money point, and that's what happens.
Well, let's wait and see how that goes. I mean, they're waiting for written submissions from both players, legal team, and, you know, the Australian Union. So let's see how that goes for him. But that's.
It's unfortunate, but I think it's something that needs to be discussed, because it's two-way. Like I'm telling you, it's on one hand you appreciate and you feel good about him standing by his principles, but on the other hand, you become aware of the commercial side of sports and how much of an integral part it is. And one offense can just make you lose first a $4 million a year contract. And it's unfortunate, but hey, what does Israel FOLOU do? So we move on to international rugby. And we had Super Rugby, match day 13. So Blues versus Hurricanes, 12 to Blues, 22 to Hurricanes. Rebels 30, Reds 24. Bulls 13, Crusaders 45. Highlanders 32, Jaguars 27. Chiefs 29, Sharks 23. Lions 29, Waratahs 28. And Brumbies 33, Sunwolves 0. Yes, they were cons of them. Okay, they weren't. But yeah, what do you think about those games? I mean, by and large, what I expected. No, I didn't expect the Blues to lose to the Hurricanes. They've been on the ascendancy, and especially with the performances we've been seeing from Ma and Onum. The Rebels, I mean, expected. Crusaders, of course, expected. Highlanders and Jaguars was a bit close. Chiefs and Sharks, could say expected. Waratahs and Lions a bit close, and Brumbies and Salmons expected.
All right. Well, week 14, we've got Hurricanes versus Jaguares, Rebels versus Bulls, Blues versus Chiefs, Reds versus Waratahs, Lions versus Highlanders, and Stormers versus the Crusaders.
Yes, match day 14 is here for the Super Rugby. I won't even try and predict. I'll be honest with you. for those who are on that league, on the Super Rugby League, make sure you pick your selections by Friday. I got an email today from the guys who organize that league, and I was like, "Garo, here is scores for this weekend." I'm like, "Yo, I haven't picked a team in 7 weeks." So anyway, for those guys who are faithful, keep doing it.
Yep. Also, let us know. I mean, hashtag is 3QP. Let us know who you think is going to win.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So we move on to football. E.P.L. Match day 38. So Tottenham drawing to Everton 2-2. Man United losing to Cardiff City 2-0. Watford with their red card losing to West Ham 4-1. Southampton drawing with Huddersfield 1-0. Leicester City and Chelsea drawing 0-0. Fulham and Newcastle winning that 4-0. Liverpool versus Wolves 2-0 to Liverpool. Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth, that was just a goal festival. 5-3 to Crystal Palace. Brighton versus Man City winning that 4-1. And Burnley versus Arsenal winning 3-1.
3-1. So yes, Man City winning the Premier League with 98 points. Liverpool coming second, 97 points. It's unfortunate. But what it's shown us is Liverpool lost 1 game the whole season. Man City lost 4. Man City drew 1 game. I think Liverpool drew 7. And then Man City won 33 games. So you have to pile up the points. You have to win. You have to win. You can't be having draws, and that's the most unfortunate thing for Liverpool. You could be thinking, okay, 1 loss. Hey, that doesn't mean you go and draw 7 times. I mean, the guys who are winning left, right, and center. So that's what happened, and that's an unfortunate case for Liverpool. They put up a very good show this season. They've been very good. We've seen, they've been patient in their build-up, and they're playing very attractive football. It's unfortunate they were unable to win. I just hope that they don't, deflate after this performance and use it as a platform for number 1 the Champions League final and number 2 next season for them to actually challenge and win the title race. Man City, Pep Guardiola showing how efficient he is when it comes to football, and he's won the Premier League back-to-back. Chelsea finishing 3rd. Roller coaster of a season, not consistent. Spurs, I think they've suffered in the last few weeks because of some of the big weeks not being there. Arsenal also dropped serious points in the last few weeks. Manchester United, while Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was signed and they thought that things were going to change from the Jose Mourinho days, but there's a very big problem from a personnel standpoint at Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and he said there are going to be changes. There's going to be personnel changes. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is rightfully or understandably, his coaching methods are just like Alex Ferguson. His coaching philosophies, having played for Alex Ferguson for nearly 10 years, you would understand why he would subscribe to that way. So he said that there needs to be a personnel change. They need to get in some new guys. They need to get in some fresh blood. They need to let off dead weight, and guys need to get hungry to play like Manchester United. So I would really want Solskjaer to be kept for a while. I'm not a Man United fan, but from a football perspective I'd like him to be kept for a while. As for Arsenal, they also really need to work on their personnel issues. They have some serious sieves in the midfield and the defense. Chelsea can't really comment. Liverpool have said. Man City, everyone is coming for them come next season. So it's been an interesting season, right down to the wire, and that's why they call it the greatest drama on the planet. The English Premier League. So still on football, Champions League, and yes, these were the games that everybody was talking about. So Liverpool said pull one out of the hat, beating Barcelona 4-0. Like guys were just like, they were in awe, like, wait, oh my gosh. So you're home and then you win, and that was just something else. I'm sure the fans were like, that was sublime. Yes, it was. Then of course you had the 3-2 result, Tottenham beating Ajax, where everyone thought
this isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
especially after the first 2 goals.
Yes.
First one, I think, was in the first 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes,
It's like, oh my gosh. And then the second one came in.
Yes.
And then a hat trick.
Yeah, by Lucas Moura. Not Moura. Like, guys are cleaning it. Oh, well, Champions League football, absolute stunner. And that's what we've seen in the last few weeks. Because remember, even the quarterfinal stage, the Tottenham versus Spurs the Spurs versus Man City game was a cracker in itself. But in these semi-finals, I remember when I started watching that Liverpool game, I saw the atmosphere at Anfield, and especially at the Kop stand. And it reminded me just of Liverpool nights. And at that point, I was like, look, you can't write these guys off.
Yeah.
What made me a bit edgy was because they're playing Barcelona. But I was like, you can't write these guys off. 2 goals from Divock Origi and 2 goals each by Divock Origi and Jorginho Wijnaldum.
Yep.
Made it the day, or made it on the day, sorry, and resulted in that win for Liverpool. And when Ajax played Spurs, Ajax took an early lead through Matthias de Ligt. And then Hakim Ziyech scoring. It was 2-0. Very young team. And you're like 2-0, you're like, done deal.
It's done.
Then Lucas Moura had different ideas. And 3 goals in the second half. Fantastic comeback. For a neutral. This is what football is about. This is the nights when you watch football and you're like, this is why I actually love this game. So fantastic performances from both Liverpool and Spurs, and we should see an epic final come. I can't remember the date, but I know it's in Madrid.
So Europa semi-finals happened as well. We had Valencia lose to Arsenal 4-2, and Chelsea drawing to Eintracht. I was not going to do that.
Eintracht Frankfurt, yes.
So we have a Chelsea-Arsenal final.
Yes, so Chelsea, of course, went on to win in the penalties 4-3. We have a Chelsea-Arsenal final, all-English final. From a commercial standpoint, these cities must be smiling because they're going to make a hell lot of money.
Raking it in.
I mean, Madrid is going to make a hell lot of money because of the English travel. Baku is going to make a hell lot of money because of the English travel. But for Chelsea versus Arsenal, there's also a twist, because whoever wins that, Chelsea are already in the Champions League. If Arsenal win it, then they're going to be in the Champions League next season. So, of course, I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm going to be backing them. I'm not used to supporting Arsenal in the Europa final. I think the last time I did that was like, nearly 20 years ago.
Wow.
So, but look, it's a chance to get back into the Champions League. So, of course, I'm going to be back in the Gunners. It's not going to be easy, you can be sure. But look, I'm for the Gunners in this one.
Now moving on to different matters. We had the ASBM Sports Law Masterclass on the 9th, was it, of May, which you attended. So the professor who, you can have his name, the professor who is there has basically served people, La Liga, the Neymar transfer, and you know, all sorts of federations and leagues and athletes.
One Professor Juan de Dios Crespo, that's his name. Look, his client list reads like the FIFA Hall of Fame, man. Zinedine Zidane, Neymar, Messi, Juan Roman Riquelme. But anyway, he came and he was giving a talk on sports law. First, of course, there was a lot of talk about the Semenya issue because of the ruling of the Court of Arbitration of Sports. He gave guidelines on how these things are addressed. It was shocking. He told us how most of the federations are housed in Switzerland because of tax issues, and ideally once the laws of these federations really align to Swiss law, because of them being housed in Switzerland. And then for me the most important part was the discussion that happened in the afternoon, because the discussion then attracted John Morris Sahaga, who's the chairman of the Sports Dispute Tribunal, the registrar of sports, Rosalind, I forgot her second name, Cynthia Mumbo, who's the one who had convened this, and another 2 guys, some advocates who I can't remember their names, but they're very involved, at least from the football standpoint. And there was a discussion on commercialization of sports, and I can tell you for a fact we are very far off. We can't.
Why am I not shocked?
We are very far off. If those are the guys who are leading the sporting organizations, we are very far off before we can realize the commercial potential that sports has in this country. But all in all, it was a good discussion.
All right. So now we move on to the NBA, where Kawhi Leonard and his buzzer beater winning shot. So that wins Game 7 for the Raptors.
For the Raptors, So then the finals now are set. In the Western Conference, we have Golden State Warriors taking on Portland Trail Blazers. Golden State seeing off Rockets in 6 games, and Portland seeing off Denver Nuggets in 7 games. In the Eastern Conference, we have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Toronto Raptors. Bucks seeing off the Celtics in 5 games. Jesus, Kyrie Irving. And Toronto Raptors, of course, going to a Game 7. That's a game that everyone is talking about because of the buzzer beater, the clutch shot from Kawhi Leonard. For me, for Toronto at least, and that was a brilliant game from Kawhi Leonard, 15 points in the fourth quarter, 41 points overall, capped to that buzzer beater. And we have seen, in this series, we have seen the Kawhi Leonard who was an NBA MVP in 2014 from both the offensive point and the defensive point. And he's renowned for being an excellent defender, but we've seen him also on the offensive end. And there's a discussion I was watching sometime during the season, and Scottie Pippen was saying that it's unfortunate that players like Kawhi don't get spotlight. And they're guys who play on both ends of the court. They're very good defensively and offensively. So look, it's still going on. I think the first game is sometime this week, tomorrow. So we'll wait and see what's going to happen in the conference finals. And
before we wrap it up, we move on to our bonus segment, where we talk about the 2018-2019 Champions League semifinals. Basically, they've produced some of the most exciting comebacks that we have seen in modern football. Of course, we had Liverpool coming back and beating Barcelona 4-0. That was just something else. 2 goals from Origi, 2 from Wijnaldum. And then we had the Ajax and Tottenham game, where Tottenham came from behind. Your hat-trick from Lucas Moura in the second half. And I mean, those games were absolute thrillers. But the question is, the question I have for you is, where do those games rank, like, in your most memorable comebacks in football history?
I think because in the semi-final stages, they definitely rank high up. Some of the good comebacks for me were quarterfinals. I would say the 2001 season or the 2002 season. I can't remember. Deportivo La Coruna versus AC Milan. AC Milan hammered Deportivo 4-1 at the San Siro, and then when they go back to what was the stadium? The Riazor. And Deportivo produced a performance of a lifetime, beating AC Milan, the AC Milan of then 4-0, and moving on to the next stages. We have I think the group stages of the 2004-2005 season. Liverpool again versus Olympiacos, 3-1. Bolter from Steven Gerrard to take them to the knockout stages. They do rank there, but of course the greatest comeback in Champions League history has to be the 2005 Champions League finals. Again, Liverpool versus AC Milan, losing 3-0 to AC Milan at halftime. It's the finals, it's in Istanbul, and then 10 minutes of madness. Steven Gerrard, Vladimir Smitsa, and Xabi Alonso, 3 goals. They go on to penalties, they win that game. So they definitely rank somewhere there. But for me, the best is still Liverpool versus AC Milan in 2005.
Well, that's all we have time for, guys, today. But let us know what your greatest football comebacks are, like, in history. Like, if those 2 rank among the best, or if you've got even better. Remember, the hashtag to use is 3QP. You can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Janina Duffer.
And I'm Ngaroka Muya.
3QP. Hashtag 3QP.